So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Flurim.
Hello, everyone. I would like to welcome all of the families, friends, faculty, staff, special guests, and of course, the spring class of 2017. Thank you all for being here. My name is Flurim, and I'm an international student from Kosovo. Well, today I can actually proudly say that I'm a political scientist from Kosovo, and I will soon have the piece of paper that proves it. Thank you all. It's been a rough but beautiful 4 years. I say rough because I had to be away from my parents during most of this time. But it's been even rougher for them, for my mom who is sitting here at the audience and my dad who was unfortunately unable to come. They had to deal with me leaving a second time. The first time was different though. I didn't really ask to leave then. I was only 2 years old and I left hiding under the seat of a bus. I was escaping war. As you may know, there was a terrible war in Kosovo in the 90s. The dismantling of Yugoslavia happened with weapons and bloodshed, and I was born in the middle of it. In 1997, when I was 2 years old, my parents saw that the situation in Kosovo was getting worse every day, and they decided to send me to live in Germany with my grandparents. I spent the next 3 years of my life there, away from my parents both physically and mentally. I grew up not really knowing who my parents were. Yes, I saw pictures and I heard stories, but I never saw them, the people. I didn't sit on their laps and listen to fairy tales or go to their room when monsters were hiding under my bed. None of that happened. In fact, the day I went back home, I didn't even recognize my own father. My grandma told me to go hug my dad, but I went to the wrong person. I went to his cousin instead. Time with family is precious. That's why it's rough for me and them to having to deal with me leaving a second time. However, this time I left voluntarily. I was not kicked out by invaders. I left to pursue my dream in the land of opportunity. I know that sounds like a cliche, but since I was a kid, I always dreamt about being a politician. When I was 10 years old, I didn't have posters of rappers or rock stars in my walls. I had pictures of politicians, the leaders of my country. 3 years later, I witnessed as these very politicians declare our nation's independence. I saw Kosovo's founding fathers live on TV, and I celebrated with them. Of course I wanted to be like them. As I got older, however, I realized I did not want to be like them. I want to be better. Even after almost 10 years, my people are still some of the poorest in Europe, and they must still move away from their families to earn wages that can feed them. I want to change that. My people deserve better. Kosovo and I grew up together, and it hurts me to see the condition she's in right now. I want to be a good big brother to her and hold her hand while she learns to walk, so her future and that of her people can be better. I came to GGC to learn how to do that, to learn how to be a good leader. And after 4 years here, I'm confident that I've built a rock-solid foundation for my future leadership. Here at GGC, I have met some of the most influential yet humble people in my life, from professors who replied to my texts at 11 p.m. in the evening, to deans who greet me by my name when they see me on the street, to a president who has meetings with students almost every week to directly listen to their concerns. This community taught me the true meaning of leadership by example, and I'm certain I'm not the only one here who feels that way. Everyone at GGC, from the staff to the faculty to my fellow students, have shown great support in preparing me for my future life. My professors helped me find internships, find jobs, and always pushed me to do better. When I decided I wanted to obtain a minor in economics, I contacted professors whom I didn't know and asked them for advice. All of them responded and were willing to help. They took time out of their busy days to meet a student they never had in any of their classes and offer career advice. If this does not show the pure dedication that this community has for their students, I don't know what else does. But this is just one example how this faculty shows they truly care about their students. And this was not the case just with me. I heard similar stories from many of my fellow graduates as well. So, class of 2017, Please join me in thanking our outstanding faculty one more time. My fellow graduates, we may not all have studied the same thing, we may not all look alike, but we have shared a unique experience here at GGC that will remain with us for the rest of our lives. And of course, none of us would be here today if it was not for the love and support of our families and friends. In America, I don't just have one family, but two, the Vigliottis and the Harveys, who have not simply hosted me, but have genuinely included me as parts of their families. And lastly, I also want to take a brief moment to thank my parents, who neither of whom speak English. So, Mommy, Bobby, faleminderit shumë për ndihmën tuaj gjatë gjithë këtyre viteve. E dini që pa ju nuk do të mund t'i arrija kur. Thank you for your patience. In closing, we each came to this college for our own special reasons, and we're each leaving it today with our own special gifts. I came to GGC with dreams. I'm leaving it with goals and plans on how to achieve them. Thank you, Georgia Gwinnett College, for making this possible. And class of 2017, let's go lead this world.